Hello and welcome back to Riverview. And more seeding. I know in the last episode I said I'll get these done off cam, but I'm sitting here doing nothing and figured, well, maybe one live stream a week on this map would be better. So there'll be one that will be a private stream, aka a video because I don't edit them, and then another one that will be a live stream. I think going forward, that'll get rid of the idea of doing a map that's purely live stream only. It's like I said, you have to dedicate at least 3 or 4 days to that, and I can't do that. Why is it never ever puts that on live? And right, so about my wheel decides center and spring, it doesn't need it. But yeah, I think this would be easier. If everything goes according to plan, we could have this field. What day are we on? Oh yeah, we're only on day 5. It was on day 7 then. And so we definitely do not want to be sleeping. Get it? That'll be fine. We've only got one more field to seed after this one. Hey Rabbit. Yeah, good to see you as well, buddy. Decided, you know what, forget it, I'll just go live. I'm going to be here a while. I've got this field, that field ahead to seed, and then I've got 2 fields to mow, and then Ted wrap and pick up the bales and then store them. I should hopefully have enough fertilizer going forward to be able to get the last of the fields done. Should. How are you anyway, Rabbit Man? Hope all is good. That is up full. Okay. I sold the sunflower that I got off this field. Made 43,000 or so from it, which was a lot more than I expected, and that's on hard. So I'm glad I wasn't playing on easy or medium, because that'd just been a ridiculous amount of money to make. And the chickens and everything won't need all of the feed that we'll get off of these fields next year. So we'll be selling a lot of wheat as well. Yeah. I had a good time the other day, Friday, on the new Hunter Call of the Wild map. That was fun. Map looks really nice. Let's put them on because it's getting a bit dark now, and we know how YouTube likes to dull down the light. When Cam finished his MP on this great map, I couldn't join him after the update. LOL. You couldn't join him? What happened? Why not? Doing great, thanks, buddy. Good to hear. Why couldn't you join him? Was it gained to like 60% and then not loading any further? Is that what was happening? Not loading any further than 60%? Because if it was, then I know exactly what that issue is, and it would be to do with the additional game settings mod. If you start a new game on any map and then change the animals to, I don't know if I've got it in on this save. Be under, is it under normal settings in here? Vehicle, AI. I don't think I've got it in. GUI production. Always does that. Oh, okay. He didn't want to update. He didn't want to update it. Okay. But that's the additional settings mod. If you do have problems with any map that gets to 60%, turn this to on. And that'll fix it. And then save it, and then you can join. Then you can load that map up. It'll save it in the XML file. Then. What? I keep pressing the wrong button. Oh, you're on console. Okay. So I think we'll get to the end of this line, then we'll jump to the house and sleep the night. Because we're meant to down tools at like 6 PM. And it's nearly 7. So only gone over a little bit. So I'll stop you there, turn you off, go to the house and have a sleep until 7. And then back to our tractor. This is going to take all day to probably get this field done, virtually. Most of the day anyway. Definitely need to, when we've got money coming in, look at upgrading our seeder. And we're releasing this, which is not good. Because it's going to cost us a fortune to keep this going. Especially on 10 times. If it was on normal game speed, it would have been fine. When we finally got some cows, we'll have to start saving. The relight map makes the maps brighter, but I have to be careful with headaches. Yeah, that's why I removed the relight out. It made everything look a bit nicer, a bit sharper, but at the same time it was way too bright on a morning. and on Maypole it was a lot more noticeable. I don't know about this one, maybe the mountains in the distance went pure white, and on Maypole they definitely did, and that put me off. Going pure white, fair enough, but for the amount of time that they stayed like that, it was just, it didn't look good. And I like the distance scenery to go quite far out. Thank you. The custom lighting definitely changed it. Although I'm using the Glenleithan weather on this map right now. The same GEO as Riverview has, the UK GEO from Disturbed Simulation, but I'm using Disturbed weather, Scottish weather they did for Glenleithan on here, just to make it a bit more challenging. Obviously when Giants released their final map for the Season 2 pass, all maps will have to be updated to work with the new fruit types, and because of new fruit types it will mean everybody would have to start a new save. So I'll introduce hopefully a UK geo weather pattern. Maybe if Disturbed has time he can put one together. If not, then I'll have to look into it and try and get my head around the way that the XMLs work, or the it all works, and try and come up with something myself. Because since playing Glenleithan with the Scottish weather, I can't play base game weather anymore. It just doesn't feel right on a UK map. We are definitely going to need to refill this cedar again soon. Also, Oxygen David lighting he uses, he's great. Also, so pleased that Purebeck map was given permission to use his grass texture. I haven't played Oxygen David's map, but I have seen it being played, and yeah, his lighting is really nice. I don't know about his grass texture. I didn't really pay much attention to it, but David likes to change things, and yeah, he does a good job. Does a really good job with what he does. And if it is true that his map's going into testing next week, then it should all go according to plan for him, and people will be able to start playing Court Farms in maybe before FarmCon. I know it's a highly anticipated map anyway. And then I believe it's PC only that's coming out for first, and then it'll go console after a couple of weeks. I think he did the same for Calmston, didn't he? Didn't he put that out as PC only and then did an update to make it console compatible as well, or for all platforms afterwards? But hopefully he gets one of the nice testers who don't sit there picking and then decide to fail it on something completely unrelated and stupid. We know what the testers are like. They can be very annoying, which is why I've had numerous arguments with them with the inconsistent testing. And what I don't get, which is something I brought up not long ago, why don't giants, when they're testing something, test it for, if it fails PC, put it in for console testing as well, and then they can send you all of the results back all in one go and go, right, this is why it failed on PC and this is why it failed on console. Give you everything all in one go, and then you can fix what needs to be fixed, change what needs to be changed, and then send it back in. And theoretically, if you've done all of that correctly, it should then pass everything the next time you put it in. Why don't giants do that instead of just going, oh, it failed PC testing, send it back? Wouldn't it make more sense? That way, when they know that the second time that something goes in, it stands a much better chance of passing, instead of having constant mods being thrown back at them and then either passing or failing something else and then being sent back. And then maybe we'd get rid of a lot of this inconsistent testing as well. I don't know. Maybe giants just don't like doing it like that. Maybe giants just like to be annoying. It's gonna just go on new PC, so we're looking forward to Auction David's new map. There we go. Hopefully he has a lot of fun on it. And it does look really nice. I've said it in Easy's stream, which was funny because someone came in. I'd gone into Easy's Discord to help explain how to do one of the files to update Glen Lethan, so it was save game compatible. And he said you can stay in voice, so I stayed in voice while he was streaming for a little bit. And somebody came into his stream chat and said, you know, do I feel pressured with Auction David's new map coming out? Do I feel the pressure? And I'm like, no, because I'm not competing against Auction David. I do what I do because I enjoy doing what I do. And I'm sure Auction David's the same. He does what he does because he enjoys doing it, not because he's competing against anybody. The only person that you're really competing against is yourself. To try and deliver something new and exciting. I said that you know, I don't see myself as being on the same level as Auction David, and I don't. You know, Auction David does amazing maps and he does realistic maps. I don't do realistic maps, I do fictional maps. And I do my maps because I play my maps. I don't know if Auction David plays his map. Some people say he doesn't play Farm Sim. Some people say he does. I don't know. I have never spoken to Auction David. So I've seen him about in some streams, but I've never spoken to him. Some of these trees are definitely go-go. And I've seen him out in Discord as well, but again, I've never spoke to him. Yeah, a lot of animals and that will be removed for console, which is unfortunate. All the work that modders put into try and giving something new and unique, and unfortunately console players don't get to relish these new things. Maybe one day. We can only hope. We can only hope that the how strict it is to get things onto console will be eased off a little bit. Why do I have a funny feeling that I'm going to use all this seed and fertilizer doing just this one field? I'd have to buy some more in just to do the last field. Because I think I've almost emptied both storage bins now of everything. But yeah, as I said, I'm not competing against anybody when I do what I do. Only competing against myself to try and do something interesting and noteworthy and playable. I found it a bit sad that somebody thought that I was competing against Oxygen David. Or competing against anybody for that matter. I know I'm a competitive person, but no, not when it comes to modding. Competitive as in racing wise, yeah. If Oxygen David was on a track and we was racing, I'd want to beat Oxygen David then, but I'd want to beat anybody. It goes for anybody, it's not just that just Oxygen David at that point. But in modding terms, definitely not. And as I said, hopefully use map passes first time and for PC, and people get to enjoy it before FarmCon. But, you know, I'm sure Oxygen David is sitting there thinking, well, there is a chance if I get the wrong person testing it that they could fail it, and which I hope isn't the case. Which is why I say, you know, depends on who you get testing your map at the end of the day. And I'm sure David's had his fair share of disputes with giants over the years. He's been doing it longer than me with talking with giants. No, I've only been doing it since 2022. I tried once in 2017 and Giant sent this map back and said fix the tractor that's broken inside the map, and I'm like, I haven't got a broken tractor inside the map. I haven't got a tractor inside the map. What the hell? And I was like, you know what, forget it. I'll just stick third party. And it was only when in 2022 and people were doing map reviews on this map, on Maple, sorry, and when it was on King Mods and I was going, is this coming to console? Please say this is coming to console. I was like, well, I'll give it another try. Otherwise, my work would still be third party. But you can see why a lot of modders are sticking third party, unfortunately. You know, modding is all about being able to express yourself, bring something new to the table, and open new avenues to explore. Sometimes it feels like giants don't want them avenues explored. I don't understand why. And in reality, it gives giants more ideas to work with in the future by laying modders off the leash and do what they can do. How long has people been moaning about not having a UK style base game map? We've had German, we've had American, but we haven't had a UK map, you know. And speculation is that giants don't do it because it would be people picking faults with it or something, or because gameplay wise it means tight lanes and all that and it put people off. I don't know. I really don't know. But it would be nice to have diversity when it comes to new maps that are coming into new games, not just American and European, but Australian, Asian, African. Bring new style to the game. Move away from the old style and bring new ones in. Maybe giants themselves go, well, if we do a UK style map, we'll be compared to Oxygen David, and we can't do what Oxygen David can do. Maybe that's their thing. Maybe what Oxygen David does is enough to scare giants off from doing a UK map, which I can understand why. But then they could maybe approach Oxygen David and say, hey, could you work with us on a UK map for the next game? I don't know if Oxygen David would be up for that, but I mean, it wouldn't hurt in trying, would it? Or maybe ask him, can we use one of your maps as a base game map in the next game? Maybe a map from his past, like, you know, one of his older maps, port it over and not release it on 22, but really it'll be a base game map for the next game. There's things giants can do and people that they can approach. The So pleased you did come back always thinking of console players. Alien Jim is the same appreciation for the modders. We appreciate the people who play our stuff, you know, the hours that we sink into what we do. And for me, I enjoy watching people do things to my map and seeing what direction they take their gameplay in. I really do enjoy watching that, and the people don't seem to be doing it now, but I love roleplay. I love watching roleplay. A good friend, Bipolar Prophet, used to do roleplay, and you can find him on YouTube. His link is in my channel, Bipolar Prophet, and he did a roleplay on 2015, and it was single player, but there was a few people doing single player role plays, and they combined their storylines between each other, and they fed off each other's stories to progress their own story on their own farm. And it was a really good series to watch, and they kept that going even in 2019. They still was doing videos until they finally brought it to an end. And he would most likely, even to this day, still say 2015 was the better game for him. And most likely it's because of that map and because of that role play they did. And the map was Aldridge, I think, Aldridge Farm. And you can't get that map anymore. That map's gone, unfortunately. The author asked it to be pulled down from every site they found it on. I don't know if he just decided he'd had enough of modding, or if or what. I don't know, but sadly it was pulled down from everywhere. But you don't see many people doing role plays anymore, and you know, some things I will let go. Some things put me off watching. Like I can't stand the buying station where you can buy anything and then go and sell it. I really can't stand that mod. For testing reasons, yeah, it's perfectly fine. But we've got the dev control for that, or dev console mod for that, easy dev. And for console players, they've got the buying station, so they can go and test a map before sinking time into it, making sure all the triggers work and everything correctly. It works perfectly fine for that, but for actual gameplay, the buy anything buying station, I can't stand it. I can't stand watching people use it. But that's just my playstyle. I have to look away when somebody goes and fills up from it, and then goes and sells what they've got from there. Same with the really fast equipment, you know, no limits on go as fast as you want, kind of what is it, fast farming as they call it now. I don't like them mods. How I see it is, if you're going to play with a mod that allows you to go the same speed as you can without your equipment turned on while you're harvesting, then you may as well just play a smaller map, smaller fields. I love grasswork. I just got hooked on Riverview and played Maple and Ebony, but this is my go-to for sure. But Riverview, I like the, you can't see them from here, the save, the grass fields that I like are these ones. I love all of these grass fields up here. It's hard to believe back in 17, I think it was, that was one field. And then I decided to break it up, section it off and make them grass fields, but that was an arable field initially. But yeah, I love doing grass work, very relaxing. Hate ploughing, can't stand ploughing. I'd rather plough than pick up stones. I think Giants overdid the stone side of things. I hate all that stuff. I love to play as realistic as possible. Yeah. Absolutely. You play the game how you want to play it. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you can't do it, or you should stop doing it. It's just, it's not my way. It's not my style. For map testers, fair enough. If you're testing your map out, you're making sure all the fields are perfectly fine. Fair enough, because you can get through the fields a lot quicker, and then you can, oh yep, that field passes. But this is the way I test. I don't use fast farming. I'll use the dev console for testing triggers out. I'll use the cheaty play from Black Sheep modding. That's the, and I use the roll and pack, also loading roll and pack, because the ground bale auto stacker seems to have issues at the moment. I've found that the bales can get stuck in the ground and then the bales can explode while it's unloading, and so I don't use it. I've only noticed that happening since the latest update. The stones, I'll have to admit, I turn it off mostly. Yeah, same here. Stones definitely have to be turned off. Good for those who like to use the stones or put up with them, but for me, no. Definitely not. I know stones are a thing in real life, but not the whole field. I mean, not to the extent that Giants have got them coming up. As was it Kirby who said it, that he was pulling these kind of stones up in a field? No, it was Fuzz. If you're pulling these kind of stones up in a field in real life, you just wouldn't work that field because you'd end up damaging your equipment. And he's a real life farmer. You just wouldn't work it. It wouldn't be worth using that field for anything. You'd just end up grassing it and leaving it for sheep or something. Or you wouldn't even bother buying the field in the first place, or that plot of land in the first place. It cost you more money to work it than it would in repairing costs than it would be to turn that field around and do anything with it. So for that reason I turn them off. But it's the same with anything new that Giants bring into the game. They always put a lot of emphasis on new features, always. Horses in 2019, 50,000 you could sell each horse for once they update, and and all every day they'd been rowed and cleaned and maintained, you could get 50,000 per horse. Then in 2022, horses are worth nothing. Forestry in 2015, when it came from a mod in 2013, became a feature in 2015. You made a crap ton of money on forestry, which is one of the reasons that put me off playing 15. Even though I couldn't stand forestry and still can't stand it. It put me off playing it. But they put a lot of emphasis on forestry and the amount of money that you could make from doing it. And now forestry isn't worth as much as it was when it first came into the game. The old Countryside Farm 22 looks great. Is that the new one that came out? I haven't looked at it. We're hoping to go back to what we used to do and do a farm sim, Sunday farm sim, where some of us would stream it, some of us might record it, some of us just play it. Fun. But would be hopefully starting in July, and the rule was that the maps must be cross-play, and that you could vote on 4 maps. You could pick 4 maps that you want to play, and my maps was not allowed to be picked because I don't want it to be about my work. I want to play other people's work, and I want other people to play other people's work, and not feel like just because I'm going to be there that they have to vote on my stuff. So all of my maps are out of the voting. They will just be disregarded if anybody votes on anything. And I voted on base game maps from previous games, just as the starter map that we'd use, and then all the money that we earned from that map we'd take onto our next map, which would then be a modder's map rather than a giant's map. But I figured it would be good to do an old base game map, not a 22 map, but an older base game map, just to kick things off, and maybe bring back for some people, the old joys that they had playing one of those maps. Nearly drove straight past the field. Although I should really fill up, shouldn't I, first? And then do this field. Pointless just using 226 litres of seed just to do a couple of strips and then have to come back up here. We don't have any, do we? Oh, we do. Good. So it's just down to fertiliser then. How much fertiliser do we have left? Got my fingers crossed for Ballyspring making it to console. Want to do a start from scratch on it. I heard that was going to console. They're working on it. I don't know how close they are, but hopefully they're not too far away. Only just realised how much fuel I've got left. I never really pay attention to the fuel, and then I wonder why my tractor suddenly comes to a complete stop. This has got stones in it. That's not good. But stones are switched off, so them stones shouldn't do anything. And I shouldn't have to fertilise these fields either. I will have to watch out for weeds coming through. It reminds me, I think the bin that we've got doesn't have anything in it, so I'll have to get herbicide in there so that we can kill the weeds when they do start coming through, because there was once I was trying to work out why I wasn't, I got the sprayer going and it wasn't killing anything and the weeds wasn't dying, and I couldn't work out why, because I normally turn weeds off and put liquid fertilizer in there as opposed to herbicide. And I only found out after Hodge turned around and went, yeah, he was using liquid fertilizer, not herbicide. I'm like, oh, yeah. We'll have 6 wheat fields ready to harvest next year, which it's a lot of straw. So we won't need straw for definite. It's a very white cedar now. Oh, Giants failed is apparently on small fixes. Connor said he sorted and sent it back in. Probably a poster in the wrong place. Yeah, probably. Giants for you. They just like being picky. Which is why I say, I'm sure Auction David in the back of his mind sits there and goes, there's a chance my map could fail, even on PC testing. Because you get the wrong tester and they just pick. And it's like, dude, if you want to make a map, make it yourself, but don't tell a modder that this is how it should be done. Hey the Fisher, how are you, Fisher J? Don't tell a modder how they should present their map. I mean, Glenn Lethan failed on the PDA. Oh, your PDA is, you need to redo your PDA. Why do I need to redo the PDA? What's wrong with the PDA? So I told them the PDA is perfectly fine. Nobody's complained about it. So I'm not changing it. I'm good, how are you? I'm good, thank you. And glad to hear that you're okay as well. But yeah, I'm not going to change the PDA just because they say, oh, change the PDA. PDA is perfectly fine. One thing that even now I still don't understand why they've done it that way. I completely forgot in my I hadn't checked it before I sent it into Giants, was the icon, the icon image that when you go to ModHub and you got that little image on the page of the map, no, of the map of the mod. Why that has to be named after the mod, i.e. icon underscore and then the name of whatever the mod's called. I hadn't called it, I just left it as icon. Completely forgot. Giants should actually let players test the maps they don't like to be told. Yeah. Well, that's Giants for you. Giants' form of testing is, can I escape this play area? Yes, I can. I can fly over it. Well, yeah, if you're going to fly over it, then anybody can escape it. What do you want us to do? Put a roof on it as well, so you can't escape at all? And then, who's going to actually, who in their right mind is going to try and get out of the play area? Normal players aren't going to be trying to get out of the play area. Their focus is just playing the game and not trying to see what is broken. People who are just there just to screw with the modder or are curious, they're the ones that are going to explore and do things like that. And if it breaks their game, then it breaks their game. They shouldn't be doing it. Simple as. But yeah, they like to throw that one back at you. Oh, I managed to get out of your play area. Fix this. Okay. Show me where you managed to go to my play area, and then I will go and have a look and see if I can go to the play area myself without flying over. They managed to go out of my play area on Maypole, and I ran around all of the edges and couldn't get out, and I'm like, well, yeah, anybody can go to the play area if you fly over it. But I've gone around all the edges and I can't go to the play area, so show me where you got out. Show me how you did it. And it didn't fail that one again. Yeah, exactly. Don't fly out of my play area and then turn around to me and say, oh, your boundaries are broken, fix them. Stop trying to fly out of them. And it's not like the boundaries are low down, they're right up into the sky. So they have to fly really high just to get out of the play area. But I've heard a few modders have just give up on Giants altogether now. And that's understandable. Hey, Dodge, how are you, bud? I'm doing well, thank you. How about yourself? I'm just seeding my fields with wheat, ready for straw production for the cows and some feed for the chickens, and hopefully a nice income at the end of it when I sell the whatever wheat I have left that I don't need next year, or not next year, the year after now. I didn't know that you did YouTube. Very good to see you on here. Yeah, I only ever do YouTube. I don't do Twitch. I watch on Twitch, but I don't stream on there. I've always done YouTube. When people were moving from YouTube to go to Twitch, because the platform was easier and less strict than what YouTube was, I just stuck with YouTube, because I don't stream enough to warrant doing anything like that. You're doing great. Awesome. Good to hear. You know, I don't stream or do videos that warrant that move or enough of them. The and YouTube for me wasn't broken, and I'm not making money from doing what I do anyway. So, and if I was, it wouldn't be about the money. It'd just be about having fun. You know? But thank you for subscribing, Dad. Just finally came through on my phone. I don't get notifications unless I look at my phone. The amount of subscribers I've missed, or people have subscribed that I've missed while I've been streaming, and then at the end I pick up my phone and it's like, oh, I've had this person subscribe, that person subscribe. Why didn't you go off phone to let me know? Mm. We've got rain coming in and it's getting dull. I've got We're only going to get one cut of grass in this year. It's going to be a problem. Got to help fellow players and YouTubers outright. I wish I knew sooner, but we got you now. Yeah, no, it's no problem. I don't do it very often. Fridays I'm guaranteed to be streaming unless I'm not well or I've got something's come up and I've had to dash out. But Fridays are always more or less a guarantee. We do Friday night monkey show gaming night. Depending on what game wins that particular vote for that week. Like the Friday just gone, it was Hunter Call of the Wild because of the new map that dropped. I heard about just a few minutes ago from Joe. Joe's everywhere. Thank you, Joe, though. Much appreciated. Mentioned you were on while he was doing his stream. Oh, was he streaming as well? Awesome. I'm here. Hey, Six. You're just lurking. Yeah, you carry on lurking, mate. It's good to see you here, though. Good to see everybody here. This is like going to be my long-term save. So it comes out on a Monday and a Friday, and I figured what I would do is I would do a video on a video for a Monday and then do a private stream for a Friday, and then schedule the private stream to come out on the Friday. Probably be easier to work with. Yes, the view from the fields in Glenleithen is something else. Gives me a perfect relaxed state of mind. Hey, Danny. Uh, I was on the road streaming. Oh. Yeah, I get that from the fields up in the mountains on here, in the centre of the map. So I like those grass fields you can see out over the map. I like views like that. Apparently I do very picturesque kind of maps from what I've heard a few people say. What are we doing now? Apart from mowing. Let's see how our fields look. Obviously they all need rolling. These will need ploughing. We haven't got them on. Why haven't we got them on? There we go. Okay. Loving your map, buddy. It's gorgeous. Thank you. I wanted to put something out there that, is that the roller for the field? I always get the rollers mixed up. Is that the grass roller? I think that's the grass roller, isn't it? That's the grass roller. The field roller is, I believe, at the store. I wanted the last map for 22 to be something more closer to Maple in the feel and look of it, because Maypole is a map that everyone seems to remember. But I wanted it also to be a cross between this map and Maypole, bigger fields than what Maypole has, more like this kind of map, but not as big as these fields. More fields like Maypole has, this map doesn't have. So it was a cross between this map and Maypole, but with a lot more undulation. And when I was making it, I didn't know if it was going to be a Scottish map. And by the end of it, I was like, this would make a good Scottish map. All the undulations in it, perfect Scottish map. So, you know, I was content with it. By the way, I had no problems with the beta loading on Glenleithan. Just wanted to let you know. Excellent. Thank you, Danny. Thanks for making it. No problem. Here comes the rain. Hello, yellow car. That nearly took me out. Every map you have made for 22 have been superb, and I've played all of them now. Thank you, Fisher. I'm glad that you've enjoyed them all. Ebony has been a hit and miss for a lot of people. Probably because of the smaller fields, but it's been a hit and miss kind of map for a lot of people, which is understandable. It's not for everybody, but I think a lot of people forget, which is ironic. People want to be able to customize their maps and make it the way that they want. You're the one that we want. They want to be able to do what they can with a map, take it and make it their own. You give them the ability to do that, but then they don't play it anyway because it's small fields. But they can take all of those hedges out and make the map bigger fields, or make a combine fields together. So for a lot of people, Ebony Island even has been a hit and miss kind of map. But you know, I made it for a friend who wanted small fields. I've had requests if I will port Maypole over in its original form, back of how it was back in 2017 when it was actually a small map. Great map maker, Roy, and will always appreciate your work. Thank you, Rabbit Man. That means a lot. Really does. You know, I've always said I make the maps for myself and then I put them out there and hope that people enjoy them as much as I do. You know, I don't make a map and then go, yeah, that's it, done, and not play it. I play it because I make it because I want to play it. But the only reason I'm not doing Glenleithan now is I want you guys to play Glenleithan. I'll play it when I get around to it. You know, I want you guys to enjoy it and play it, and 250 plus hours on this map. It's crazy. That is crazy. It's like Twin and Twin Cam, you know, and it's Matty. They their server, they'd been playing the map for an actual full year, real life year. Really is crazy. But it's also nice because it means that the map stood the test of time. It was what people were looking for, or what Matty and Twin were looking for. Same with Strain. He was playing it for a long period of time. I think almost a year as well, if not a year. But 300 plus hours on Maypole. That's a lot of hours. You're almost up there with how many hours we put in there on testing on 17. Wow. We put 400 plus hours on just testing the map in 17. So you're almost up there. That's crazy. That is really insane, but nice again to see. When I've got all of these done, I've got to plough them. That'll be fun. Then reseed them, then roll them. I've got a lot of rolling to do. Every field that I own will need rolling. Apart from one, the other grass field. And I'm not bothered about missing little bits here and there. I can't get every single blade of grass. I'd have rather have had the Pottinger mower combo, because I wouldn't have to rake this field. Then I would have just been able to pick it up, bale it even, and then and go from there. But unfortunately, I don't have the horsepower for that kind of setup or the money to buy it. But one day we'll get there eventually. How many hours have I got on here so far? Statistics, where are you? Statistics are you? No, you are. I've got 10 hours and 55 minutes, so I'm miles away from your 300 hours on the Maypole. But yeah, in that time I've done, I think it's 6 videos. I've got one coming out Monday, and then I've got Monday and Friday's videos already sorted, and then the following Monday's video sorted. This video will be scheduled then to come out the first Friday of July, whatever that is. What's that, the 7th, 9th even, maybe. Let's see, what's the first Friday in November, in July? Yeah, the 7th. Hey Michigan, how are you, bud? I will say this, you should all definitely check each other out. Go to each other's YouTube channels or Twitch channels. You know, there's a lot of people here who do drop in and either chat or lurk, who stream as well or do videos. Definitely go and check each other out, follow each other, give each other a subscription. As taking a note from Bonehead, who was streaming yesterday, you might not enjoy what they put out today, but tomorrow is another day and you might enjoy it. And I completely agree with what Bonehead says when he puts that out there. Just because you don't enjoy it today doesn't mean you won't enjoy it in the future. And it shows support for each of you guys. And we do what we do because we enjoy doing it. A friend of mine always said, if you enjoy playing it, you should do a video on it, or you should stream it, one or the other. You might enjoy it even more. When I come back from my holiday, back in FS17, I had half of an hour. It took Oxy to make Oakfield. Since FS17, I have struggled to put 200 hours or more on a map till FS22 and Maple. Wow. That's amazing, actually. I don't say crazy, but that is amazing. That Maypole was able to grab you and bring you back into the fold. You know, that is awesome to hear. I'm glad that Maypole, or any map for that matter, was able to do that. But that was one of my maps, was able to bring you enjoyment back. I was the same on FS17. I threw many hours into that game, but when 19 came out, I couldn't get into it. And funny enough, Maypole was made at the end of 17 for FS19, and when I announced that I was going to stop making maps altogether because I wasn't going to get 22, Stardog went, well, why don't you make Maypole reach its full potential and make it a full-sized map? So I did, and we put over 400 hours in testing on it, and that map is what made me enjoy 19. Hey, Mr. Farquhar, Maypole has been my most played map so far. Too love it. Yep. But you've got Court Farms coming out soon, and then we've got Lancy Boy's map. That looks awesome. That does look a beautiful map as well. Lancy Boy's done an amazing job there. But it did work this time. I carried playing FS, but would bounce within 2 in-game years. Yeah, that's the problem when you get burnt out on a game. You find it hard to focus and enjoy something, so you're constantly bouncing between maps, trying to find the map that keeps your interest, and it can take a long time. That's why Bipolar Prophet used to be the same. He would bounce between maps until he found the map that he could call home, and once he found that map, he stayed on it. He never moved off of it. And there are a few people like that who, when they find the map that they enjoy, they don't move from it. It's very good to see Mr. Farquhar here. How's life, Mr. Farquhar? Hopefully it's a bit less hectic now for you. Although I'm sure with the summer coming fast approaching, change a little bit. I know it will for me with the schools breaking up and 4 kids going, hey, and one of them that's actually going to be leaving school. Although he doesn't know it yet, but he's staying on. I've got to go down to his school and claim a place in 6th form. Pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to have you here. Busy. Yeah, I can imagine. And it's my partner's birthday next week, so um, don't know what we're doing just yet. The map maker who done the oaks is bringing out a cross platform, hopefully farm sim guy highlighted folks. Uh, the oaks, I I don't know who made the oaks. I don't know if it was Bullet Bill or who. I know of the map. Wow, has it got that dark already? Jeez. Toast here on the east coast. Summer has landed. Oh yeah, I've got a tower fan right behind me, blowing currently warm air at me, and yeah, it's been 27 yesterday. I think it got up to. After my holiday will be my first time I go into work for 7 months. Wow, was that due to COVID or? In fact, you know what I'm going to do? Turn you guys off, go and sleep, and get the light back. We'll run through the woods here. It's a good farm map. Oh, oh no, that's the chicken pen, not the house. Farm Briscoe made it. It's another Norfolk map. Was it Farm Briscoe who made it? Been playing it for a while. Uh, Last day of September, I think, isn't it? So I think this is the last day to get the grass mowed before it dies. I'm pretty sure. Work-related injury. Oh, okay. Hopefully, no more injuries. Uh, no, we can still mow grass. We've got another 2 months to go, so we don't have to worry so much about that. All of that back on, turn the lights off, and get back to work. It's funny how it always stops raining around about what, 12, between 12 and 14 minutes past the hour. Squanthorpe Farm map maker from Sim Briscoe looks great. Yes, I've seen that map. That does look like a really nice map. It's quite warm here. In the States yesterday was 86 Fahrenheit. Oh, that would be 86. That would be the high 20s. So, yeah, I think he says with confidence, like he knows, you know, he has no idea. So, trying to look on the phone, huh? What is 86 Fahrenheit in Celsius? Because math sucks for me. I didn't want to look for that. Go away. Stupid Google. 86 Fahrenheit into Celsius. 30 degrees. Yeah, we'd have been melting. I mean, we was already melting at 27 degrees. We would have melted at that temperature. In fact, Stu B, who member of the Monkey Show, um, he said all not last. This was last week when he told me. So the week before, it was in the 30s all week, and he's from Scotland, and they're not used to that temperature there. I'm terrible with Celsius and Fahrenheit and Celsius. Yeah, same here. But we don't use it here. I mean, we use Celsius all the time. So Fahrenheit is like alien to us. Which does that mean that that Americans are aliens? Maybe. Maybe. Or are we aliens and because we're using Celsius. You never know. One or the other. And the humidity was ridiculous. Yeah, East Coast. I am in sunny Suffolk. Mm. But don't you have a colder breeze coming off the ocean? Or is it a hot breeze coming off the ocean as well? Oh boy, boy. I just had to, Michigan, sorry. We'll all be moaning when all the cold weather comes back in and going, it's too cold. Where's the heat gone? Bring back the heat. And then when we get one day where it's quite hot and we'll be going, oh, bring back the cold weather. It's too hot. I'm melting. No, makers, Americans are stupid. Oh, they're already a unit for temp. Let's make it a new one that we just use. Oh, that's okay. Yup. Well, it's coming across the country at the moment. Hot, dry wind. Yep. That's why I don't drink alcohol at all. I can't stand alcohol. But since the hot weather came, I've been buying shandy and having glasses of shandy with ice. When fishing on Friday Friday afternoon, burnt to a crisp. Oh, wow. By us in the town, we've got little fountains that the council have decided, oh, these will be good ideas, nice little water features, you know, when they work. And you get all the kids playing in them, and you see them taking their tops off and running through the water, and you're looking at the sun going, yep, you're going to be burnt by the end of the day. Your skin will be peeling and you'll be going, Mom, it hurts. And your mum will be sitting there going, yep, that's what you get for running through the fountain. Small world across the border. Didn't catch a thing but sunburn. Have you tried, what's that one Call of the Wild have done? He's EW. Is it Angler? The Angler? Something like that. Have you tried playing that? Have you played that game? I think you have actually. I think you've got it. I'm sure I've seen you stream it or something. My mind's like a sieve sometimes. I blame the heat. I went fishing yesterday, did the same, even though I applied sun cream, thinking back, I should have put 50 factor on as I was on the boat as well. Good afternoon, Julia. How are you? Call of the Angler. That's the one. I haven't got it myself. I've been told I should get it. But fishing isn't my thing. But then again, I said hunting wasn't my thing, and then, you know, I've got coming up to 2,000 hours probably in hunting, so maybe I should get fishing. Yeah, I stream that on Twitch and put it on Discord. There we go. I knew I'd seen. Oh, well, I'm sure I'd seen you playing it. It's only 20 past 2 in the afternoon. Wow. Need a bit more to it. Oh, okay. It's a pretty game, but lacks depth. Right, well, now that it's stopped raining, we can fold these back up. We didn't pick that front one up, did we? Queue up as well. Thank you. Get the mowers away and then go and get the rake. And still have them packed and Still haven't packed, and I'm off tomorrow, 4 a.m. I'm good, Roy. Good, thanks, Roy. How are you? I'm good, thank you. So, Julia, would you be interested in joining maybe a Sunday farming if it wins? If it wins, I mean, if it becomes a thing, hopefully it does. It'll be cross-play only, and everybody's welcome to join. But there's, you know, anybody's welcome to join us. But we're not being mean. Not yet, anyway. And if you get close enough to some of us, somebody might pick you up while you're in your vehicle with a powerful wheel loader or something and stick your vehicle on top of a roof. You know, that can happen, but they'll get you back down as well eventually, I think. Don't quote me on that. I've been there, done that, and wore that t-shirt more than once. Gone for a bio and come back to finding my character surrounded by bales or stuck on a bale or stuck on the forks of a telehandler, something all the way up in the sky, and it's like, yep, that's why I like to put myself on a wall. But guess what? It didn't work this time. Sounds like fun. It can be. It can be a lot of fun. As long as you don't go and park all the vehicles in the lake, or park anybody's vehicle in the lake just for the hell of it, it's all good. We don't mind. Little shenanigans, that's fine. Sure. Awesome. If it happens, it will be starting on the what was it, Friday's the 7th, so it'll be on the 9th of July, the first when the server will be up and running for it, and that'll be the first Sunday. But the server will be up 24/7, so anybody can go on and play it whenever they want, and it'll be a first come first served basis, because we have no idea how many people are going to be interested. I've been enjoying MP. Never really did it until people said about getting a Deddy for the channel. Yeah, multiplayer does change the way that you play the game and how you actually see the game as well. I prefer multiplayer over single player personally. Hey Matt, how are you, bud? That's what my son does in our console save. Park all 10 vehicles in the lake. Oh wow, I missed some back there. Oops. Let's try and not wrap this rake around our own vehicle. Would be a good start. I can see some trees are going to have to die in here as well. But then again, this is the cow pasture that we'll be putting the pasture we'll be putting animals in from the get-go. So once there's animals in here, we won't be working this field. So it'll be all good. Evening, Roy. How are you? Well, hope you're well. Hey, Matty. I'm good, thank you. How about yourself? Hope all is good your end. Should we do another headland? I think we should do another headland. I've watched I've been getting into Star Trek again lately. I grew up on Star Trek. I grew up with my grandparents, and my granddad was a huge fan of Star Trek. And obviously it was Kirk back then. and Spock, and so I grew up watching that as a kid. So I kind of have an admiration for it, and so I watched all of Pike season one. What is it called? Star Trek: Stranger Worlds. I watched all of that the first season, and that was it. That was good. And I've started watching now the Picard series. I'm not sure about this series, honestly. I was never a big Next Generation fan in the first place, but I'm thinking Next Generation was better than the Picard series. I don't know if it's because, as Moondog put it, when we was talking about it, if it was because Jean-Luc Picard is, an old man trying to reinvigorate the old character, the original character, and it just doesn't work, or if it's just the storyline just isn't there. I just can't put my finger on what it might be. Always have trust issues with letting people on my saves, so never did it. But with it being a community server, it's there. So if it's neglected, it's not the end of it's not on me, and I don't worry so much. Yeah, exactly. That's why we've always had that one rule: don't be a dick. If you come on and you play with us, that's fair enough. But if you're going to park all the vehicles in the lake because you think it's funny, then your ass is going to be banned from the server and kicked from Discord. We're not putting up with that. If you're driving along and you accidentally drive into the lake, that's different. That happens, especially on here. Even though this map won't be one that people can vote on, it does happen. Yes, I'll just keep going around, maybe. You're good, thanks. Awesome. Good to hear. Massive Trek fan here. Old and new. I haven't caught up on Stranger Worlds. I like Picard, but it's different kind of Trek. Yeah, it's definitely different. It's nice to see the old cast, even though I wasn't a big Generation fan. It's nice to see the old cast in different, coming back and where they ended up after Generations. But yeah, it's definitely different. I've had a bunch of young kids asking me to play FS, and the answer is no. Yeah, certain people, a person's named Strain, went into the river. Yep, I've done it. I've done it myself. You ever wonder why there's a fence at the bottom of the field? Oh, you ever wondered why? That that might have been because of a certain person was doing some mowing there and not paying attention, and was too busy looking at something else uh, on his phone. Was playing a certain game on his phone while he was harvesting, because multitasking is a thing. And next time he looked up, his combine was kind of, well, let's just say it was nice and clean afterwards. So a fence was put there. Although I didn't do it on the other side of the river, did I? Coming out of the store and taking that bend, take it a little bit too fast, and you might end up in the river or bounce off a car. Because cars, the AI definitely like to put themselves in particular locations that make you question your own driving abilities to avoid them. bit of load there, a little bit too quick. Too slow even. I really need to bind some of this stuff to my wheel. So I'm doing mouse, keyboard, and the wheel. Told you, multitasking. And my shandy's almost gone, which is never a good thing. Although I would love to have a cappuccino right now, but I know that would dehydrate me like hell right now. So, and that's definitely not good when you're mostly talking. And so most of you stream or do videos here. Isn't it funny? Don't you find it funny how you can sit there in Discord, not streaming, not doing a video, just talking to someone or people, and you're perfectly fine. Your voice is perfectly fine. You don't, no crackling, nothing. As soon as you hit that go live or start recording button, your voice starts going all wonky. That's weird how it happens, but don't you find that? I tried moving as much as possible to wheel and side panel. Initially I did do that on, I had most of my needed key bindings on my wheel. But then, remember when Giants released that patch that broke key bindings, and every mod that you put in would screw you over. You'd put a mod in and your key bindings would all be reset. Didn't matter what mod you put in, it just reset your key bindings. Well, after that I didn't do any key bindings, so I've been, you know, flicking between everything. As soon as I hit mate, yeah, it's annoying. Your voice sounds great. Well, thank you, Matt. It doesn't sound it to me, but it sounds like it's starting to break. My throat feels all dry. But then it doesn't help when you smoke as well. Smoking, heat, and dehydrated. Well, I'm not dehydrated, but feeling like you're dehydrated. Yeah, never. Bad combination of all three. And as Bipolar Prophet would have said, and under these circumstances, smoking's bad for you, kids, don't try it. Saving a copy of the input file has been a must since that day, since day one, FS722 even. I think, yeah. I didn't do that. No, actually I lie, I did do that, but I deleted it by accident. Yes, as soon as you start video or streaming, cold drink nearby for me. Yep. Smoking, heat, and of course, all those shandies. Are you guys having a heat wave over there, Roy? Yeah. Yeah, we are. I don't know what the temperatures are around the country, but for us right now, it was 26 when I went to town earlier. It is 24 apparently, but my phone and my weather, my phone telling the weather is never always right. But in here, my computer's up to 40 degrees. And despite having a fan blowing on, I've already done all of this one, haven't I? Despite having a fan blowing on it. Ooh, really hit that. It goes so frustrating. It definitely is. Or you start one of your coughing spells. Yeah, yep. Although I was told to start using thyme in my meals because it helps with mucus and relaxes the muscles and everything. Has a good it's a good way of sorting out your lungs and everything, keeping them all in better shape. Something that I've never used is thyme in anything, so I'm going to give that a bash, see if it helps. Because you know, in the summer you always get a smoker's cough if you're a smoker, that is. But you will always end up with a smoker's cough, a lot of mucus and all that, and it's no good thing. So, but I have stated that I plan on quitting because I don't enjoy doing it, and the only cigarette that I enjoy is after a meal, after a big meal. Then I enjoy that cigarette. But the funny thing is, when I quit last time, that was the cigarette I always thought I would miss, and it wasn't. It was the cigarette that I would be having like right now, where I'm doing nothing, just talking. That would be the cigarette I would miss. 30 degrees for me. Um, it's hot. Wonder if it why can I hear my own voice? Hey, David.
Hi.
I wondered why I could hear my own voice. Yeah, how are you?
Not too bad.
Are you enjoying the heat?
It's not too bad over here.
I'm glad that you've got it cool then.
Low 20s. Well, low 20s actually. I think we've thunderstorm today, so.
We
Or
was meant
had
to have
one
had
on
one
the.
yesterday.
No, we had one during the week as well.
Mm-hmm. PC at 40 running GE. Yes, I'm in Discord. Mm. That is very warm for the UK. Whoa, where am I going? Definitely not meant to be going that way. Last time, that was
Or I paused you rather than muting.
very warm in the UK. It's 8:30 a.m. and 28. We're expecting to hit 37 today. Very thankful for aircon.
That's something we'll have to invest in this side of the world soon, I'd say.
Yeah. He's already got aircon now, hasn't he?
Does he?
Mm. Where you said it's so hot. Not so hot, it's so noisy. It, that's why he hasn't been streaming or anything, because it's too noisy. Oops, wrong button. I know I like to go inside the cab, but during streaming, definitely not. I quit smoking 11 years ago. I quit smoking, and then I got with my current partner and ended up smoking again. So, not a good thing. They took the hint when I started smoking, shouldn't I?
You have to give them up a good while before you actually get to the stage where you don't want them anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Vanessa. You might have tried the time thing. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try it. If it's going to help, and it definitely apparently helps with people with COPD as well. So, might be something for my mum to try. We're farming today, Roy. Yep, I'm farming today. I I need to make silage, and so I can start working towards getting cows in. I need to start making money. Start replacing or not replacing, but buying stuff as and when I can, when it's on sale, because I can't buy brand new. One of my rules has to be second hand. Used to smoke decades ago. Yeah, definitely. UG's Michigan. Mm?
Looking back on it, it's nearly fucking decades ago. Alright, I used to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly 3 decades ago, actually. Well, nearly into my 3rd decade.
You don't miss it though, do you? Or do you occasionally miss it?
No, I don't. No, smell of somebody smoking now would actually start annoying me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but um, up until I would say probably 10 years into, I'd say 5 or 6 years into it before I actually got my sense of smell back.
Oh, it's Sunday. No, we're not starting that until next Sunday, Vanessa. Next Sunday? Is it next Sunday or the Sunday after? 7th, 9th?
Every 2 weeks.
2 weeks away, yeah. So,
They start and then
yeah. So far we've got 6 maps that have been voted on. I put them in a draft on a poll ready. And a week before we start, the poll will be put up for everybody to vote on what maps are there. And you can only do one vote. You'll be able to change it, but you can only do one vote. And whichever map wins will be the map that will go on. Like I said, anyone who votes on any of my maps though will be ignored because we're not doing any of my maps. Okay, so 2 weeks. Yep, 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks today. But we would be ending the vote, would be ending on a Friday, so we can get all the preparation work done on the mods and everything that we will be having on the server. So we've got that extra day and a half or so to get it all done. This is beautiful windrowing. No, it's a mess to me. I've already cocked it up. I just go with what works, and it's working at the moment. Very nice lines, but you are doing my work. Well, when we're on the server, you'll be able to do the tedding. Is there a limit on how many people can join on a console? Is it 8 or 16?
I don't know. And I don't know, it depends if it's on a server or if you host it yourself.
I know if you host it yourself, it's 8. Always looks more satisfying when someone else is doing it. Yeah, that's like saying, "No, your drink tastes so much nicer than mine. Can you go and make me a fresh cup?"
Well, yeah, green. Grass is always green around the other side, isn't it?
Well, they say it until you try it. You know, sometimes it's not so greener. My brother's girlfriend made a drink once. She never made me a drink again. 16. Okay, thank you, Michigan. That's good then. So the server will just have to be updated so that 16, it's a 16 slot server, because currently it's an 8. Rain coming in again. So how are you up to, David?
Not much. Farming, a barbecue in a minute. Well, in a minute, no, an hour. So I'd say
Barbecue sounds good.
hopefully the weather picks up a bit.
Mm-hmm. Having a... What are we having? We're having... wraps, I think it is. Chicken and salad wraps.
That sounds nice.
It's too hot to cook though, isn't it, in the house, so...
Yeah, that's Canada is nice, especially during the summer.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how. So I don't know how. Don't know what it will do. Might be laggy. Oh, okay. Well, we'll find out. Hopefully it'll be fine. And Giants tend to be more stricter on maps that they've made themselves. That have been ported back over.
If it's console mods, you should be good, I would say, because they're tested for that. Like.
Yeah. And because it's going to be a cross-play server, it'll all be console mods anyway.
Like you're not running 100 scripts in the background.
Yeah. And some things we'll obviously miss, like the additional field info and things like that, but it'll be fine.
Back to playing vanilla. It's like, you mean that's not part of the game?
It should be, shouldn't it?
That's what one of my 250 mods do. So I have mods and it's like I don't even know what they do. I have them there so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the mod that tells you where the best price is for everything and how much you've got in stock and how much you can make from it if you sold it at that point. I've never used it. Yeah, never used it until now.
That's the one you click on, it tells you, yeah. Well, I use because it's actually, as I discovered, it actually, if it's the one I'm thinking, is that the stock price one? You click in, it gives you a whole list of everything you have.
Yeah.
It sorts the
Time-saving stock check.
Yeah, it sorts the sell point. So if you actually click on it and you click on the sell point info, it actually sorts everything in the order of value, like the highest price at the top.
Oh, okay.
Something that Giants used to, didn't they? But not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you go into Giant, like, you click on, I want to sell wheat, it'll give you all the sell points for wheat, but you have to work out which is the best.
Yeah.
Whereas in that, when you click on, like, it'll give you the best, but you can click on, if you click on the pricing before, it tells you, it actually tells you what the price of all the other ones are in descending order.
Yeah.
It also tells you
The value of what you've got in and how much you'll get if you sell it at that price.
Yeah, but it also tells you where the stuff is, which is handy. Yeah, if you click on I think it's the second tab in.
Show location.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Farmer 800. Okay.
So that's brilliant for finding where you have stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it shows stuff in production and stuff, which is handy, but not so handy at times.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll tell you, so like if you have if you have the new storage buildings. Although I did find the issue with storage buildings.
You did?
I did, yeah. So if you want free stuff,
yeah.
Now unless it's a mod conflict, but it doesn't, because I've tried numerous. Did I try the actual Giants one? No, I haven't actually tried the Giants own one, but I would assume
this is the bale storage thing.
The bale and pallet storage.
Yeah.
Put a partial pallet in, and it'll give you back a full one.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting.
Because I was doing it with big bags first, but like I have modded big bags because they're like 4,000 in them instead of or 2,000 instead of, they're extra big bags.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're the same model, but they carry more.
Yeah.
But yeah, you put a partial in and you take it out. As I said, I haven't tried the Giant's own one, but I would assume they run on the same script. So you put a partial, so like if you have fertilizer or seeds or whatever, put a partial one in.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it in the menu, it'll tell you have a big bag with 500 liters in it. You take it out, it'll give you the 1,000 liters.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I didn't until I started using it. But I was putting the partial stuff in it. So I tried it with the big bags, which were modded, and then I tried it with that, the liquid fertilizer pallet.
Mm-hmm.
I tried it with that. Now it's a modded storage I have, but as I said, it should run on the same script, and I done that, put it in, go back out again. Like, it told me what was on it. When I took it back out again, it gave me the full pallet back again, 6,000 liters.
Mm. One baler, which is there, isn't it, in that shed? I'm the same with mods, so many running that I forget about. That's why in when Giants announced their next game a few months before it's due out, I think the best thing to do is just run the server with no mods at all, just DLCs, and then when you come to playing the new game, if you buy it, you won't be going, well, that sucks because I used to be able to have this as a mod, or this used to be a base game feature and now it's not there. You won't get mixed up with what's base game and what's actually a feature.
Yeah, like, I think I have 200 and something mods in my folder, like.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you forget, like, as you were saying, the battlefield info and that. I just take it now. Oh, that's part of the game. I don't think, oh, that's a mod I have.
You can you can wrap 180 centimeter bales.
But even the likes of that script for stopping their own balers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have been
No,
using
150.
is that Goeel front loader 3-point bale wrapper.
Yeah.
Yes, handy, you know.
I haven't tried that. The only part of the Goeel I've used was the self or the one that you have to tip the stuff into. But
All right,
the big one.
Well, no, I'm playing on Bellum's is it, or whatever it is, and see, my rule is I can't buy a conventional tractor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using. I'm using not actually the one that came in the last DLC, no, but the original multiple or whatever it is truck with the attachments.
Oh yeah, yeah.
A Unitrack.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a 3-point on the front, and then I use the low-key loading or auto load.
Yeah.
So I have one bale capacity on the back of it, and then you have a 3-point on the back. So I'm using that blue flatbed trailer behind me, and that way I can. Because that baler, you can have it to drop it or hold on to it. So I can actually carry 6 bales on the flatbed, 1 on the truck and 1 on the thing. But like, you literally pick it up when it's wrapped, drop it, reverse back, pick up another bale, and then pick it up with the auto load trailer.
Yeah.
So it's handy. But you can use it on a front loader as well. But it's front loader or 3-point, so I'm using the 3-point because a lot of the other ones are you have to have them kind of static for them to work, whereas that one you can drive around with it working on the front.
Uh, oh,
And it adds as or it acts as a weight then as well.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, because it's got weight in it, and if you have a bale on top of it again, it's
Yeah. Oh, I got turkey today. Right. I need a better gun for the bears and the buffalo. I could have killed several. Well, you don't need a bit. You need a better gun, yeah, but you can still shoot them. You don't have to have the bigger gun to take them down. You can shoot them. You just won't get the correct rating for them. Come up saying improper ammo used on the animal, but you can definitely still shoot them. I'm in expert mode today. There's an expert mode. I just need to be closer. You, if you hit the buffalo in its side, and you manage to get into its lung, the buffalo will still go down. If not, just keep shooting at it. You'll still get money from it, and experience and rifle score and all that, which will help you level up your character, level up your weapon score, which will unlock additional ammo and weapons that you can then save up and purchase. I'm hired for grass. Well, this is where I spend most of my time because I do mostly dairy work. So grass work is definitely the thing I lean towards, which is why when we did that competitive multiplayer, I started off with grass work.
grass work is the easiest or cheapest to get into anyway.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to buy a harvester, which will kill you,
Mm-hmm.
and you can literally start off with the front more a tractor with a 3-point front and back, more front more on a baler or a forage wagon.
Yeah.
Like your tractor to do the whole lot doesn't need to be much more than 100, 150.
Mm-hmm. And if you get a powerful enough tractor that can run the Pottinger butterfly setup, then
Oh yeah,
you don't need a rake.
But starting off,
Oh yeah, starting off.
you buy a 150 odd horsepower tractor, little forage wagon, little front mower. You're cutting 3 meter widths, and the forage wagon straight behind you.
Mm-hmm. Just don't use that fucking little baler. That's a nightmare.
Only one.
I've used it once. You end up running over half of your rails trying to
Yeah,
get around them.
it's like it'd be handy, but the thing to actually put the bales together then is just too expensive to get started.
I would have liked that because it was a DLC in the classic DLC pack for 13. I think it came out with.
Oh, with the bale trailers.
Yeah, wait, would pick it up and throw it in the back.
Yeah, I don't have an issue. Like the thing they have for collecting it, that puts 14 of them into one.
Mm-hmm.
I have no issue with that, apart from the fact that it's like 65 grand to buy.
Yeah.
If you're spending 65 grand to buy it, you may as well spend 70 grand on a round baler.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do. Like with what was that DLC? The yellow ones.
Maybe screwed that up.
Like the smallest one of them is only about like it doesn't need a lot of horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need a lot of horsepower, and it's what is it? It needs 100 horsepower, and it's 56 grand. Yep. 56.5 grand, and that'll do up to 180 bales.
Mm-hmm.
So like you don't need what you call it. you don't need, like, the small baler's 22 grand. You need 50 horsepower. And then if you get the thing for collecting the bales, is where are we there? You get the thing to collect those bales is.
Hey Joe, thank you for appointing Dad Show over here. Much appreciated, bud. How are you?
Where is that? It should not be
And
under
how was your stream?
a bale loaders, isn't it? Yeah, 64 grand for that thing that collects the 14 bales. So, like, it's just
Yeah, it's
too expensive to get into it.
it's like getting into root crop at that point. When you're just starting out, you just don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, but there's plenty of, like, the root crop with that Grimmy DLC and that there is root, you can get into root crops now, smaller, like. But yeah, it's along the same lines of that, like, that it's just too expensive to get into it.
Yeah. It was good, except the crashing of internet. Yeah, that's never a good thing while you're streaming. Got to shoot, being good chatting and listening. Have a great day all. Thank you for dropping in, Mr. Farquhar, and you have a good day.
I think if they had, like, say, cotton, sugarcane, all them kind of things. Well, sugarcane you can get into but cheaper, but you want cheaper starting equipment, like.
Yeah. I know he's a truck driver, Vanessa. We've seen it with real life farmers when they're streaming and working. The internet can be hit and miss. You get into an area where it blocks the signal, and that's it. Beautiful morning to use the grill. Why, what are you cooking? I'm affiliated on Twitch now. Oh, GG's, Joe. Well done. So Moondog went and bought Farm Sim 22 because I said that we was going to be restarting Farm Sim Sundays up again.
Yeah, that makes a good game. Not wrong with the game.
Yep. He's making hash and eggs.
Like, who is?
Matt.
Hash.
Oh,
and eggs.
hash browns.
Yeah, because hash, if you just say hash over here, would have a different meaning. Although not so much anymore, because they've gone on to call it different things now, but that back in my day used to mean something completely different.
Yeah. I know, you're welcome, Joe. You've not an easy thing to do. Ellsburn, that was the 19 map, wasn't it? Base game map.
From, Yeah, I think
Was
so.
that the one with no, that wasn't the one with the dinosaur, I don't think. Not dinosaur, whale.
That was the
Skeleton.
American.
Yeah.
Falmstrom was the European
Yeah.
map in 19, wasn't it?
The one that Stu played, where he was testing out if chickens will can be profitable and self-efficient without having to harvest the crops, buying in the food for them.
And what was his answer?
Not really. It's raining now. Just butter crisp it, and we put it on the toast, on toast with egg. No, it's small potatoes and meat put together, comes in a can. Okay.
Alright, I've never.
No, I've never heard of it. You'll have to put a picture of the can in Discord, Vanessa. Or an image of the image that's on the can in Discord.
Or an image of what you cook.
Or that, yeah. Or both. The before and the after.
Anything that comes out of the can is always good.
Well, it's debatable. Depends on how old the food is inside the can. Although, didn't they find corned beef from back in World War II that was still edible today?
Well, theoretically, if it's sealed in a vacuum sealed in a can.
Yeah.
Vacuum being the operative word, I think, because it takes out the air.
Yeah.
Then, thingies can't, bacteria can't do anything because it doesn't have oxygen. But as soon as you open the can, so like you have to basically open it and eat it straight away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's best before whatever. But that doesn't mean you can't eat it.
It's good but expensive. Oh, okay.
As I always say, when the zombies are after you, you won't be looking at the best before dates.
No, definitely not. Said to Moondog, that's a game that we should play again. And he went, well, I went, Project Zomboid.
I tell you, because I actually had the updates and stuff will be popping up. It's one of those games, like, yeah, keep going, yeah. Should play that. Like, it definitely looks interesting.
Yeah. I pulled everything up. Yeah. So if my recollection is correct, even though I'm going to be ploughing these grass fields, which obviously takes the environmental score down when I roll them, it should nullify the hit that I would have taken for ploughing.
I'm not sure, but like, it's catch-22. Like, I mean, you're better off plowing them, I think, especially grass fields, because once they're plowed, they're plowed.
Yeah.
Like, you'll never regain your unplowedness off them if you don't plow them. Because you don't have Maize Plus, do you?
No.
Because that has a thing for plowing the fields, the grass fields, without actually having to plow them.
Was it?
Without actually plowing them, but you have to turn the stones off, and it takes a while to do it. Like.
Was it Disturbed who put a video out saying that there's them going to change the food ratios in Maize Plus? Or was that the add-on for Maize Plus that they're doing now?
I don't know about the Maize Plus, but like they're doing what is it? Alpha Life. Which is only going to be on the specific maps.
Yeah.
That they do themselves. And they've been on about that. That actually looks very interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Complicated but interesting. But then complicated but interesting, but at the same time enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm using Maze Plus, and as I don't know what I said to you before, but like with Maze Plus, it's complicated, but you can basically survive by feeding your cows and your sheep with grass.
Yep.
And I run the your modified seasons or growth thing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I just have to feed them during the winter.
Yep.
But like you can feed them. No, it depends on if you want to cheat or not. Like, but like if you feed them just fresh grass, conditioned grass during the year when you can cut grass, and then you feed them silage, hay, and you buy mineral feed out of the shop,
Mm-hmm.
and that feeds them for the winter.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you don't need a whole complicated thing to do it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Now the other animals are slightly more, but then it's that chicken food feeds you 3 out of the 4, and that's all you need to do is actually feed them 3 out of the 4 categories. You don't need to feed 4 of 4.
Yeah. So put that one there. This is what it looks like. So that's it in a can. Roast beef hash. So it's basically like a mince then. Oh, my stream is delayed, apparently quite far. But since 1891, it's been a thing. Zooms all the way in like that. Okay, well, we could have something similar here, I'm not sure. But that's what you'd put down as a breakfast, right? It might be minced meat for you, not sure. Or close to it.
Looks like just minced meat, but with additives to bulk it up. Although I just can't say that I've ever seen minced meat in a can here. Quite fresh.
Yeah. Maybe in a vegan shop. They would. In a can.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be minced then, would it? Will it be minced? Well, as I said, mince isn't what mince is just process used to create it.
Mm-hmm.
Minced, I mean, you could have minced carrots.
Yeah, but we know how the vegans love to make to name their food after meat-filled products. Vegan sausage roll for one.
Yeah.
You know, we're vegan, but you're naming all of your products after a meat product.
I see their point because it's a replacement. Like,
Mm-hmm.
eat this instead of sausage. But then again, a sausage is still a sausage. Do you know?
Yeah.
A sausage can be like you can get a normal sausage, which would be pork. You can get also turkey sausages.
Our daughter absolutely loves the Irish sausages from Aldi. We've
Well, they're good.
bought her all the other types, and she's like, no, Irish sausages. And I was like, okay. So we have to buy them all the time now.
And yet, from this side, the English I like prefer if you go over, especially if you're in England, like, and you get a breakfast.
Yeah.
That you get the kind of sausages, which they wouldn't be the plain sausages.
Mm-hmm.
No, what you'd get in normal day to day, I don't know. But if you get a big fry up, you'd often get sausages with herbs and stuff, or
Yeah.
like, whereas over here, normal sausage, you probably do get them as well, but like you got for your normal sausage is just a plain sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a celiac, we eat sausage which is like 95% meat or something,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to your normal sausage is like about 50% meat if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And so cereal and grains and shit in it.
Very good stuff. And roast beef hash is less salty. Potatoes and meat, LOL, makes a perfect breakfast with eggs and buttered toast. The German sausages are the ones that I always used to buy. I can't remember the name of them, but there was a thick sausage with herbs in.
No, I can't. I mean, it depends on, like, all places kind of have specialities.
Mm-hmm.
That
That one was from Aldi, but with the daughter liking the Irish sausages, I don't buy them anymore. Can't remember what they was called now though.
Aldi does nice stuff for it.
Mm-hmm.
They do nice stuff, and it's different stuff.
Yeah, and Aldi's is over America. In fact, did you hear that Greg's are on about opening stores in America? So, Vanessa, you might be able to get Greg's someday in a not so distant future.
Right. Of course, I come to Greg's now as buying stuff in Iceland. Stuff Greg's sausage rolls.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny because when people, you know, they put it down as it's the cheap pastry shop. It's not cheap anymore.
As nothing is.
No.
Especially where you were.
No, definitely not.
Iceland had to recall a lot of stuff from, I don't know, did they recall it was that one of them actually, but because the UK isn't in the EU anymore,
Yeah.
they had to recall a load of animal derived products, frozen products from Iceland over here.
Is Aldi from over there? No, Aldi is German.
Aldi is German, yeah.
There's two of them. There's Aldi and there's another company. I remember if it was
Little and Aldi, no?
no Aldi itself. Was it that, or was it derived from a different store? Was it Two Brothers or something like that initially? I can't remember. But yeah, Aldi is a German store, same as Lidl. And wasn't Netto's German as well? I think it was.
Which?
Netto's.
Couldn't tell you.
Or was that Swedish? I know it wasn't English. Or UK even. Yeah, you definitely have Aldi over there.
But whether they'd sell the same stuff over there or not, no, I don't know. Because like over here, you get a lot of European foods.
Matt and Vanessa showed me image of some of the stuff that they have over there in their Aldi, and you know how like what we'd call a microwave dinner.
Yeah.
I need to go and get to the house and sleep. Theirs was really packed out, really full compared to ours, which would be, you know, basically crumbs in comparison.
Yeah, but I mean, it's for the market too, I suppose. It's
Mhm.
but like I remember when Aldi came
I won't be
to
rolling
Ireland.
these fields anymore. They've already
You won't.
popped up. No, they've already popped up at stage 1,
Oh, right. Well, what day are you on?
1st of October.
Well,
I
yeah, they
didn't.
change over. You've changed into a new month.
Yeah, I didn't expect them to go this month. I thought it'd be another month before
No,
they'd.
no. Grow as soon as you go into a new month, they grow
Okay, well,
because
I've got weeds in them now.
it's based on your month. So because they're this alpha life thing now, they're on about having multiple stages of growth, and it'll grow. It'll grow. It won't be like once per month as it is now. It'll be completely different, which is why they have their 4-day week or 4-day month hard coded into it. I think this is.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, they fixed it so your first month you start off, you don't start on a 1-day month either. You start on a 4-day month.
Yeah. Okay. My wife likes them because they don't sell products that are bad for you. We eat a lot in America. I think that's anywhere these days, though. Are they? One, that one. My partner can eat, but never puts any weight on, but she can eat. We just got Aldi here. You might be shopping there a lot more than you initially thought then, because it is a good place to go. They are organic. Organic Aldi.
They probably have organic stuff in them. I mean, they do good stuff.
Yeah, they do.
And
So,
I remember when they came here first, like everything was in German.
mhm.
So you had to work out what you were actually buying. But no, I mean, everything is.
So in America, the Aldi there, does it have sections where you can buy, say, furniture and things like that? Do they do that kind of bargain buy kind of section aisle? 'Cause over here, you'll get them. You can buy tools. It's not guaranteed as to what they'll have in. It's what they get in.
That's their specials, though.
Yeah, it probably is. So yeah, they probably will.
That's the specials with like gardening or bike stuff or
Yeah.
camping, or they just do one. That's their specials, like that. And then that's whatever they get in as well. You can't be guaranteed to get anything.
Hmm. We mostly shop at Aldi. We mostly shop at Aldi now.
My corner shop is Aldi.
Well, technically, so is ours. But we've
And
got
the only-
Iceland Aldi and bargain buys.
No, near
Corner
shop.
shops.
It's like if that near shop to me is Aldi. The only thing closer to me is McDonald's.
Oh.
And then the other closest thing to me is actually a pub when it's open.
Yeah.
And then McDonald's, then Aldi, then probably Iceland.
Small furniture, lawn furniture, and small carpets and whatnot. Yeah. I'm pissed because they discontinued the fish and chips.
Right, I must jump off there.
Yep. Okay. Thank you for dropping in.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you later.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye. At the I don't think we've had fish and chips. They're separate here. Buy the fish and then buy the frozen chips, or buy potatoes and make your own chips. I don't. They might do. They might do the ready meals. I'm not sure. Fish and chip ready meals, but we don't normally look at them. We did originally when the daughter was younger, but now no. She's when she was a fussy eater and really didn't eat much, she'd just pick. Now she's like organic. She just eats everything and wants more and more. You know. Now that she's into her teens, same with all of the others. Now that they're teenagers, they just keep eating. They just don't stop. Constantly hungry. They had meals with fish and fries. It was delicious. Oh, actually, yeah, I remember you telling me about that one, and I was like, no, we don't get fish that size here. Yeah, our fish are like, the size of, or the palm of your hand, excluding your fingers. Just the palm of your hand. Hey, Rabbit. How are you, bud? But yeah, they had Scottish and British style fish and fries. Well, if there was British style fish, then they would have been small because we don't, unless you guys have been getting the ones from like the coastal towns. They'll have the big fish. The fish is huge. Yeah. Yeah, in the cities, the fish, unless you buy it specifically, it tends to be small chunks of fish. Oh, that's all that done. Turn that back off would be helpful. That said 2 pieces, please. Doing good, sir. Just relaxing before doing laundry. Yeah, yeah, laundry. That's like saying, let's go and watch the paint dry. Yeah, I know that feeling. I forget that. You know, the funny thing is, I'm just sticking all of this equipment anywhere, and I haven't organised my farm at all. I have no organisation as to where anything's actually going to end up being. So we need to pick them bales up. Do we have a bale loader? We have a low loader, which is definitely not what we're after. We don't have a bale loader. Interesting. Is the one on sale? Of course there isn't, because that would be too helpful. So I'll have to lease a bale loader. Or I could use... Hang on. Change of plan. I'm not going to lease a bale loader. I'm going to use the front loader. I just hope the Voltradier is up to it. I know I had a weight on something. What did I do with that weight? In fact, I think the Voltra actually has a weight with it. Yeah, it does. Good. Either way would be a bit more easier. Ooh, yep. Yep. Okay, maybe 2 is a bit too much for this. Maybe we will have to consider bringing a low loader or getting a bale trailer. Yeah, I jumped in and saw him with Vanessa, said hi and gave him a like and that before I had to jump off. It was he was enjoying it. He said he didn't think he'd enjoy maps with hedges and that all in there. So I think I will have to either change the tractor. Get off, thank you. Or I will have to get a heavier weight. Because I think this is only a 10 Winkle 700. Oh, a 666, 650, 900 somewhere. No, that's not mine. Yeah, 750s, and definitely no good. Um, it's a quickie. Uh, There you go forward. We'll put you there somewhere. Go there. We'll do. Hook from that. The Voltra is just not going to be our front loader tractor. We'll use the Massey for it and get this configured for a front loader. Customize. Design now, front loader, yes, quickie, perfect. Customize that. Oh, hang on, this has got my number plate on it, hasn't it? Let's change that. That'll do. Oh, save. Volvo Juliet 40 Golf Alpha Lima. Okay, well, that'll be fine. How many downloads have you gotten on King's Mods? I'm not sure. I haven't checked. The last time I went on King Mods, it was like 7,000 or so. Something like that. 7 or 8,000. I haven't. After you stream today, could you send me a link to your map on the site you put it on? And should have that to post it in Shanty Boys Discord. Yep, no problem. Get more out. Whoa, that's not how you take a corner. Over the that ramp. It's a bit too far over. Going cab, it's a bit easier to see where we're going to be picking these bales up from. This is even leaning a bit too far forward. So might be a good idea to look in investing in a heavier weight. Can you get off, please? Of course, you're not in the trigger. There you go. Landed a prong on. Nice. Lesson learned from the last time. Don't try and take that full speed around over that ramp. How did that catch that? That's interesting. Well, as long as it stays on there, still heroic lurking, buddy. It's okay. You lurk away. You're a busy person cooking food. I appreciate you being here. Nice to kill something and not have to chase it. Yeah. You'll get to the stage where you'll well brakes does not work. You'll get to the stage where you'll know exactly where to aim, and you'll become very efficient at killing things. Because I don't know when they didn't look right. Okay. Still don't look right. Okay. That might be a way of being able to tell. Just pissed off a buffalo. Don't worry, he'll come to you and he wants to give you a big hug. If you click your middle mouse button, it'll take the sights off your rifle, and then you can look down the iron sights, and if you shoot him or her in the side as it goes past you, try and get a lung hit that way, and then just keep, playing dodgems with the buffalo. Eventually, it'll go down, especially with a point blank range shot into its side. I hit him, vital organ hit. There you go. Perfect. So he'll go down. Just a matter of time. Well. Oh. Okay, well, you go down like that then. I ain't bothered. As long as they can go down. I think I was going to stop then. Really? Get off my forks. Hmm. I'm going to get ready to end it here because we'll be having our tea soon. It's come up to 4 p.m. So in about 15 minutes I think I will have to jump off. Them forks are definitely... Oh, what the hell? Ah, okay. Oh well. Vanessa screaming in front room. She just got a buffalo vital organ hit. Well, the excitement comes through. It's surprising how much how much fun you can actually have on that game. You don't realise it until you're actually playing it. That it's a lot of fun. Now I have to find it. You mean it didn't come to you? You stupid Bellow. You get off a minute. Let's try this again. And a bit too late. Now, one thing, it's gone really hot in here. And I haven't got a drink, which is bad. Always the one bale that decides, no, I don't want to go in there yet. There you go. Get in there. Walk slower down than that. Concentration that you pour into picking up bales. I think I did have an auto stacker, but I sold it. If I'm correct. I thought I replaced it with a Roland auto loader. I don't like the round bale stackers at the moment. Or maybe I'm thinking of that on Glenleithan. Probably don't. No, that was Glenleithan, wasn't it? Never mind. Hmm. Just clip the bale again. Oh well. Not doing so well with this baling today. Picking up the bales. But I think I can hear food getting ready to go on, so I am going to end it there. Drop that down. That one? No. That one? Yep. And pause the game. And I'll thank you all for stopping by. Hope you had fun. It's been a pleasure. And I'll catch you in another stream next week sometime.